Hello. Welcome to this primary candidate forum co-sponsored by the Daily Record newspaper and the League of Women Voters. My name is Charlie Sorensen, and I am the Voter Services Chair for the League of Women Voters, Kittitas County. Founded in 1920, the League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization with 800 affiliates across the country. It encourages informed and active participation in government, works to increase understanding of major public policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. The League never endorses or opposes candidates or political parties at any level. We don't care how you vote, only that you vote. League membership is open to all genders, ages 16 and over, and we invite you all to join us. Our moderator for this primary candidate virtual forum event is Catherine Murphy. Catherine has been a member of the League since 2017, where she has filled a variety of roles at the state and local level. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to moderate our virtual 2020 primary candidate forums. These events offer voters the opportunity to hear directly from candidates in response to questions sourced from inside the community. As with everything else right now, we're learning how to modify traditional in-person events to virtual ones. The League of Women Voters records and retains a full unedited copy of all candidate forums. If any portion of a League forum is redistributed out of context to make a candidate appear to say something they did not say, or edited to make a candidate look bad, or in any way they did not actually look during the event, then the League of Women Voters will alert the media, provide the unedited video for comparison, and file appropriate complaints with any applicable government agency. For the virtual 2020 primary forums, we record each candidate interview using the same structure: a 60-second opening statement, 90-second responses to 3 community-sourced questions, and a 60-second closing statement. The forum recordings are being offered in 2 formats. Viewers can watch each interview as a standalone choice, and they can watch a compilation of all candidate interviews for each position in 5-part playlists. This compilation shows the candidates in the order they appear on the ballot, answering the same questions. Part 1 includes this introduction and candidate opening statements. Part 2 through 4 show each question being asked, then each candidate's response. Part 5 shows each candidate's closing statements, plus my closing remarks. The forum recordings are available at the Kittitas County League website and in our YouTube channel, on the Daily Record website, and on Ellensburg Community Television, Spectrum Channel 191, and Inland Networks. The Kittitas County Commissioners serve a 4-year term and are empowered to set county policy, adopt laws, implement them, and, except for the responsibilities of other elected officials, carry out the day-to-day operations of the county. 3 candidates are running for Kittitas County Commissioner 1, District 1, Position 1, Kristen Ashley and Corey Wright. And now I want to welcome Corey Wright to the forum. Thank you very much for being with us. We will start with your 60-second opening statement.
Thank you. And thank you to the League of Women Voters and the Daily Record for this opportunity to discuss the issues most pressing to Kittitas County. 2 years ago, I was appointed as your District 1 Commissioner. Last year, the voters overwhelmingly chose to hire me to close out Commissioner Paul Jewell's term. This year, I am asking for your vote again to allow me to continue my work through a full 4 years. Although I am proud of what has been achieved, much remains to be accomplished, and I look forward to completing what I have set out to do. Though it could never have been predicted in any strategic forecast, COVID-19 has become the primary focus of governments across the nation. Kittitas County has not escaped this. Through initial response and now on to mitigation and recovery, your county government will need to be at the top of its game to help us navigate the road back to normalcy. As we face a new future post-pandemic, many new issues will arise around growth, public health, land use, and our ability to succeed economically. My experience, not only as your commissioner, but also through 20 years of managing crisis situations in private business, puts me as your best choice to keep our county moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Question 1. What are your priorities for the county budget as a result of loss of tax revenues due to COVID-19? Mr. Wright, you have 90 seconds for your response.
Thank you. Like any project that's starting out without any sort of real, I guess, understanding about the possible variables around what the future holds, it's important to focus back on the basics. And for our county government, we need to be looking at just that: public safety, our transportation infrastructure, our statutory requirements in terms of the courts and what the state needs us to fulfill, and also our public health system. Our public health system has risen to the top of our priorities like no other point in our past. So it's critical that we spend our resources making sure that those areas which our citizens look to as the basic building blocks of their government and also their everyday lives are covered first. Beyond that, we need to be innovative for those areas which may need to be funded, but may either need to stand off or look for new ways to leverage external funding to support those. Your county government needs to be creative around that. And my priority is obviously going to be making sure that those basic pieces are fixed first. When it comes to what's beyond that, we're going to need to look at possible new management structures as opposed to just simply being on the county budget as it has in the past. And also looking to see how we can begin to bring in new partners, which may not have been there in the past.
Thank you. Question 2. How would you ensure that county planning meets the needs of all community members, especially people of color, LGBTQIA, disabled, and low-income groups? Mr. Wright, you have 90 seconds for your response.
One thing that we've always been committed to as a board is transparency and accountability. So it's important for folks to understand that their county government is approachable, which is why we've been really working throughout this COVID period to ensure that county hearings are conducted as soon as possible publicly. When it comes to planning measures, those are actually already in place for a lot of areas. Our staff undergoes training, and areas that I lead, such as, for example, the Homelessness and Affordable Housing Committee, we talk about those regularly because our most vulnerable populations need to be understood. And we've gone to the extent of working with our partners and making sure, for example, with a new housing grant from the state right now, that our subgrantee is going to be working to provide shelter staff that is actually trained in those needs for especially LGBTQ folks. So we are working through those areas now. We can always do better. We can always improve. So I encourage those folks out there who see areas, let us know. But right now, we're committed to making sure that all of our citizens have access to their services and are included in our county's future.
Thank you. Question 3. If elected, how will you ensure that the county complies with all state laws, public health orders, and governor's proclamations? Mr. Wright, you have 90 seconds.
So this has been a very interesting time when it comes to compliance with the law. Some folks think that we need to be stepping out and telling the governor that we're not going to do this. And while personally we may have these feelings as a political subdivision of the state, we can't tell the state that we can't do that. So we will continue to do what we have been doing, working through our prosecutor's office to ensure that we have a full grasp and understanding of the law. We will work with our sheriff's office and public health team to make sure that the education's out there. And we'll also do our best to set the example. Sometimes though, there's some times when we don't fully understand whether those proclamations are lawful. And we're going to, again, use our prosecutor's office to make sure that they are. And if we feel that they may not be, then we may need it to push back, especially when our small businesses suffer, or different groups of folks might be treated differently than other groups of folks based on this. So it's important to understand that as a commissioner, governing from the center through a time like this is of critical importance. And we're doing our best to make sure that all groups within this county are served and kept safe, and we continue to thrive moving forward economically once this is passed.
Thank you. It's now time for your closing statement. Mr. Wright, you have 60 seconds to make your closing remarks.
Thank you. And again, thank you to the League of Women Voters and the Daily Record. This has been a fantastic opportunity. And thank you to those viewers out there who have taken the time to watch this. COVID has pushed us into new areas, which we thought we would never see, but watching candidate forums online is the way of the future right now, it seems like. So thank you for taking the time to educate yourself before such an important choice. You know, for generations, Kittitas County has answered the call when times were toughest. This period is one of those. My family is proud to have called this area home now for 7 generations, and I am honored to serve our citizens just as my grandfathers and grandmothers did. Although this time may seem difficult, our forebears have seen similar circumstances and came back stronger than ever. I am confident we will do the same. It's been an honor to serve as your county commissioner. While some of these issues were some which I could have never foreseen, I am proud and I'm honored and humbled to have been given the opportunity and confidence to do this job. And I ask you for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Wright, for joining us and for sharing your views with the voters of Kittitas County. As we conclude, I want to remind everyone that our ballot should arrive by July 17th, and we have till 8 p.m. on August 4th to return them. If you're not registered or need to change your address, you have until the 27th to do so online or by mail. After July 27th, you can register, update your registration, and vote in person through 8 p.m. on August 4th at the County Auditor's Office. If you don't get your ballot, please call or visit your County Auditor's Office right away. To get more information about all of the candidates running in the 2020 primary, the Kittitas League of Women Voters has created a nonpartisan online voters guide. You will find links to candidate websites and other helpful resources. You can get information also at vote411.org and at the Washington Secretary of State's office. Thank you to all the candidates who made time to participate in our event. The Kittitas County League wants to thank the Daily Record newspaper for co-sponsoring these virtual primary forums, and to Ellensburg Community Television, Spectrum Network, and Inland Networks for showing the forum videos throughout the county. Finally, thank you to the many League volunteers who made these events possible. Your vote matters. Join me by casting your ballot in the August 4th primary. Thank you.
Thank you.